Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel by Gyan Manjari Modern School. Today our session is of revision for standard 9th and subject science. Students, in our syllabus for the first term we are having 7 chapters. Chapter 1, 2 from chemistry, 5 and 6 from biology, and 8 and 9 from physics, and 14 from the general science. So these 7 chapters are there in our first term syllabus. Now today we will discuss first of all the format of the question paper. Students, already we have given you the paper style and also the blueprint of marks, but just we will revise all the format and all the blueprint. Okay students, so in the question paper it will be of 50 marks. Question 1, there are 1 to 10 questions in that, and 1 into 1 marks means total marks 10 is allotted for question number 1. This question is of objective type questions. In that question FB, then MCQs, true false, these type of questions can be asked. Most probably the questions you have in your test, means in the test which you are giving on each Sunday, MCQs, from these most probably the questions will be there. So just prepare for it. Okay students, and question in this paper there will be 5 MCQs and 5 FB, but these FB are without option. So you have to read the full chapter thoroughly, then only you can answer the questions. Students, this year 30% of syllabus is cancelled, so it is very easy for you. Our government has cancelled so many points, important points from your each chapter, so it will be easy. So don't take tension, just read the chapters thoroughly, you will get the full marks in question number 1. Okay, now about question number 2. In question number 2, there are 8 questions, and so total weightage is of 16 marks. Here 8 questions are there and each is of 2 marks. Now in this question there are internal options, means or. Suppose in question number 3, solve this or this. Both or will be from the same chapter. So while writing this or type, means optional questions, you have to take care that just read the question thoroughly, then take some seconds, few seconds to decide which question you can write properly, in which question you can score good marks. Write only that. Don't write both or type questions, otherwise you will lose your marks, because only first one will be checked. In or type questions, if you write both, then you will get marks for the first one only. Second cannot be valid. So just take few seconds to decide which one you can write properly and you can score good marks. Okay, so this is the instruction for all the next questions in question 2 and also question 3, question 4. So these are the 2 marks questions. Okay students, and in this type of questions most probably the difference type questions, one numerical will be there, this type of questions is asked. Okay, now question number 3. There are 4 questions. 4 into 3 marks means total 12 marks. So in question number 3, 1 to 4 questions are there. Here also you will find the internal options, some descriptive type questions. Okay, and each carry 3 marks. 3 marks are allotted. Also students, blueprint is already given to you. So accordingly you have to learn for the question number 3. And question number 4. There are 1, 2, 3 questions. So 3 questions and 4 marks. So this section is also of 12 marks. 4 3s are 12, 3 4s are 12. So this question is of 3 marks. Each question carry 3 marks. Here each question carry 4 marks. So you have to write more detail in this question number 4. So total 50 marks your paper will be off, and internal options are there. There will be no any question in that, just write any 5 for any 3 or any 2. There will be not the options are given in this way, but internal options will be there. So this is the format of your question paper. We have given to you, but just if you want to note down this, students. Okay students, now we will have revision of each chapter. We will start with chapter number 1 from chemistry. We have discussed so many points from that, but then only some of the points are cancelled, so don't take tension about that. Which points are cancelled, that we have already informed you. Chapter 1, matter. Around us. I am just writing here matter. So first of all, what is matter? Each particle in the universe is called matter. What is the physical nature of matter? It can be in the solid state, it can be in the liquid state, or it also can be in the gaseous state. These are the states of matter. Also I have told you there are 2 more states of matter, that is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. But you don't have to take tension about these 2 states, just remember first 3 ones. Now physical nature of the matter, then properties, or we can say characteristics. Of particles of matter. I will don't write each and everything on the blackboard, because we have already discussed all these things in detail. Characteristics means the particles of matter have space between them. Then number 2, they attract each other. Particles of matter are continuously moving, and this moving energy is called kinetic energy, means they possess the kinetic energy. So some of these are the characteristic of the matter, or we can say characteristics of particles of matter. I have given you this question. Okay, now the second one is states of matter. There are solid, liquid and gaseous. So this is solid, suppose this is liquid and this is gaseous. So in solid, the particles are very near to each other. So we can say they are tightly binded, and intermolecular space means this space is very less in solid. Now in liquid, these particles are slightly away from each other. They are away from each other, means intermolecular space is more comparative to solid. And in gaseous state, particles are very much away from each other. So intermolecular space is very much highest. So accordingly we can compare this. Here force of attraction is highest, in liquid it is medium, in gaseous force of attraction is minimum. Intermolecular space is minimum, medium and intermolecular space is maximum. So this is the solid, liquid and gaseous, and the characteristics, students, we have discussed this point also in detail. This is having fluidity, they can flow, diffusion power is highest here, solid having the specific shape and specific volume. In liquid they don't have shape but fixed, they don't have fixed shape but volume is fixed. In gaseous, no fixed shape, no fixed volume. So these, in this way, these are the characteristics of solid, liquid and gaseous, and comparison is there. So this type of comparison, students, it is very easy, you are learning from lower standards. So from this FB MCQs can be asked, should be ready for it, or questions can also be asked. So this is the point from chapter number 1. Now about can matter change the states? This portion we have learned different methods, but also student it is cancelled. Now just defined can be asked, what is the melting point? So temperature at which solid starts melt, this point is called melting point. The melting point of is an indication of the strength of the force of attraction between its particles. So if the melting point is high, so they are tightly binded, and if the melting point is low, they are loosely binded. So this is the melting point. And what is boiling point? The temperature at which liquid starts boiling, this is called boiling point. Also the latent heat of fusion, latent heat of evaporation. So all these definitions, students, you have to learn. Now this is enough for the chapter number 1. Okay, now let's have revision of chapter number 2, students. Okay, students, one point is remaining from chapter number 1, that is the conversion of the Kelvin into Celsius and Celsius into Kelvin. Celsius is also the unit of temperature and Kelvin is also the unit of temperature. Now in your exercise it is given 293 Kelvin. We have to convert, suppose, in the Celsius. So when we have to convert Kelvin into temperature, so just 293 minus 273, so it will be 20 degree. And students, suppose 30 degree Celsius is given, and when we have to convert in the Kelvin, so just add 273. So 30 plus 273 is 303 Kelvin. So Kelvin, when we have to convert Kelvin into Celsius, subtract 273, and when we convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, just add 273 degree. So this is the conversion of the two units of Kelvin and Celsius. This type of questions can also be asked. Students, be ready for each type of questions. Don't miss anything. Also the reasons can be asked here. Naphthalene balls disappear with time without leaving any solid. Sorry students, this point is cancelled because sublimation is not there. Okay, now have the chapter number 2. Is matter around us pure? So in this chapter number 2, is matter around us pure? So there are the different meanings according to the physics and according to our general environment. According to the physics, pure means 100% pure, means not a single atom of different elements is added in it. But according to our general situations, we can say the ghee is pure, means it is a mixture, but no any other subjects, other objects are added to it. So in this way, these are the different meanings of the pure metal. So the chapter name is matter around us pure? So we have discussed all these things, students. Also the type of mixtures, we can say heterogeneous mixture and homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous means the composition is different, and homogeneous means composition is same. So these are the definitions can be asked. Homogeneous, heterogeneous, should be ready for it. Uniform composition, homogeneous. Non-uniform composition, heterogeneous. Okay students, now I think solution part is cancelled and it is already given to you. The types also, type of separating are also cancelled. Now about physical and chemical change. It's important point, physical change and chemical change. If the change is forever, is called chemical change, and we can reverse the change. Suppose if the water is converted into ice, so ice, when we heat it, ice again we get water from it. These type of changes are called physical change. But if we can't reverse it, suppose ripening of food, once the mango ripes, then we can't make the raw mango from it. So this is irreversible change and it is called chemical change. So we have discussed all these points, students. Its properties changes, and it's in the physical properties does not change, properties do not change, here properties changes. So you have to learn about this. Also in the page number 24, classification is given. So which are the following are the physical change, which are the chemical change, you have to learn about that. Now about elements. Elements means in the pure form, metals having the lustrous surface, they are having the sonorous sound, they are good conductor of heat and electricity, they are malleability, having property of malleability, they are ductile. These all are the properties of metals, and non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. They don't have the lustrous surface, they don't produce the sonorous sound. These all are the properties of non-metal. So go through it. Now on the page 26, the difference between the mixture and compound is given. Elements or compounds just mixed together in any proportion, it's called mixture. But if the elements or compounds are mixed with each other in a definite proportion, then it is called compound. Mixture has variable composition, compound has fixed composition. A mixture shows the properties of the constituent properties retains, they retain their property. But in compound, the properties are changed. I have given you the example of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. So when hydrogen, two atoms of hydrogen mixes with one atom of oxygen, one molecule of water is formed, and in this one molecule of water, so we know oxygen is a supporter of combustion, hydrogen is combustible gas, but one molecule of water is formed, it extinguishes the fire. So actually we can say in compound the properties changes, but in mixture they retain their properties do not change. Also in mixture they can be separated easily, and in compound they cannot be separated easily. In the mixture they can be separated by suppose winnowing or like that, because there is no new substance is formed, they retain their property. But it is difficult to separate the elements from the compound. Okay students, so these are all about chapter number 2. Also the classification can be asked, which of the following are the elements and compounds and mixtures. So be ready for it student. Now we will go for the biology, chapter number 5, fundamental unit of life. And what it is? It is cell. And first of all, who observed the cell? Robert Brown observed the cell. So students, in the cork, so page number 58, we have made the table from this. Cells was first discovered by Robert Brown in 1665 in the primitive microscope. Then Leeuwenhoek discovered the free living cells in a pond of water. So contribution of each scientist in the theory of cell. So you have to remember this table. Prankunji coined the word protoplasm first time. Then all the animals composed of cells, and cell is the basic unit of life, means we can say the cell theory by Spalding and Schwann, and Virchow by suggested that the cell arises from pre-existing cell. So we have done this all in detail. The name of the scientist I had written on the board, name of the scientist, and also the in which year and what is the achievement by the scientist. Now we can say which are the three main components of the cell. They are cell wall, nucleus and cytoplasm. And which organelles are present in the cytoplasm? So in the cytoplasm there is a mitochondria, there is a vacuoles, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum. All these organelles are present in the cytoplasm. So you have to learn about that. Short note of any of this type of organelle can be asked. So I have given you the function and the structure of each type of cell. So you have to remember and write accordingly. Students, nothing is hard. Also about the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell difference I have given in the period, students, when we were learning this chapter, prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, also the difference between animal cell and plant cell. Also I have drawn here the figure of animal cell. So just one figure will be there from biology section. It can be from this chapter or from next chapter. So you have to ready for that. The diagram, animal cell or plant cell, or in the 6th chapter there is a tissue, tissues are there. So when we discuss, I will tell you about that. Also the difference, animal cell, plant cell. Animal cell do not have the chlorophyll, plant cell have the chlorophyll, so they do the photosynthesis and prepare their own food. So they are autotrophic mode of nutrition. Animals have heterotrophic mode of nutrition because they do not prepare their own food. So students, learn everything, just the points which we have discussed here during our periods. Students, you can see all the videos, so you will get the idea for it. Also the next chapter, that is chapter number 6, tissues. What are the tissues? Just the definition. What are the tissues? The group of cells performing the similar function, having the similar structure to achieve some functions from a tissue. A group of cells that are similar in structure, work together to achieve particular function. Work together to achieve the particular function is called tissues. Means they are having the group of cells, they do particular function, are called tissues. Also there are two types. Nothing is cancelled, student, from chapter number 5 and chapter number 6. So you have to revise the chapter 5 and chapter 6 whole. Okay. Now suppose we discuss about the plant cell. So in the plant cells there are two type of mainly tissues. Meristematic tissue, I have given you the chart. Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Means meristematic tissues are ready to divide, and there are three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and third is lateral meristem. Students, figure is given here. This figure also can be asked like this. This is the meristematic tissues, and apical meristem can be found on the tip of shoots and roots. So about this, then permanent tissues, there are also two types: simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent having the three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, and complex permanent are of two types: xylem and phloem. Now which are the components of xylem? These are given here, students. On the page number 73 about xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, and phloem, sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma. So these are the types of the xylem tissue, components of xylem tissue and components of phloem tissue. Xylem tissue are responsible for transport of water and minerals from root to the each part of the plant, and phloem tissues are responsible for transportation of the organic food from each part of the plant. Okay. So also we have discussed about the difference between the xylem and phloem. So you should ready for it, students. Now about the animal tissues. There are four main types of animal tissues: epithelial meristem, connective tissues, nerve tissue and the muscle tissues. In the apical meristem there are squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium and striated squamous epithelium. This is a type of squamous epithelium. Again, in the connective tissues there are 7 types: areolar, adipose, blood, bone, cartilage, ligament and tendon. These are the types of connective tissues. Also we have discussed the function of each type. So just you have to remember what we have done here, and just you can follow all the videos again. It is there in the YouTube. Okay students. And about muscular tissues, they are stratified, unstratified and cardiac muscles which are present in our heart. So these are about the animal tissue, students. Just go through it. Also the nerve cell, the figure is here. It can also be asked. It is the nerve cell, neuron figure is there, and which takes the message from any part of the body to the brain, or in the reverse order from brain to any part of the body. So these all thing is about the biology. You have to read. Nothing is cancelled, students, here. Also on the page number 79, name the following means you have to identify which type of tissue is there. So these questions also can be asked. Now we will go for the physics. Chapter number 8, student, take out from your textbook. Motion. The chapter number 8, motion, is from physics. Displacement, distance, all the terms we have discussed, students. Also the scalar quantity, the quantity which requires only the magnitude for the complete description is called scalar quantity. The quantity which requires the magnitude as well as direction for the complete description is called the vector quantity. We have also discussed the difference between scalar quantity and vector quantity. The mass, time, distance are the scalar quantity, and in the vector quantity we can say displacement, acceleration, momentum are the vector quantity because they require direction for the description. Okay. So this is about the vector and scalar quantity. Also motion, uniform motion, if the equal distance is travelled by in equal interval of time, then it is uniform motion. If equal distance is not travelled in the equal interval of time, that is non-uniform motion. So this is the difference between uniform and non-uniform. Also we have seen the chart about this. Now if there is a change in its velocity, then the rate of change in velocity is called acceleration. Students, just see that those videos. Rate of change in velocity is called acceleration, and its unit is meter per second square. Unit of velocity this is acceleration, is just meter per second. Units of speed is just meter per second, but unit of acceleration is meter per second square. And what is its formula? A is equal to V minus U upon T, means final velocity, minus U means initial velocity, divided by time is called acceleration, means rate. Rate means time. In how much time the velocity changes, final to initial. So this ratio is called acceleration. Students, in detail we have learned all these things. Now this graphical representation, page number 104. This topic is cancelled, so don't take tension. We have done all the three derivations: velocity, time, velocity, position, time, velocity, position. All the graphs, all the derivations will not be asked, students, so don't take tension about it because it is cancelled from your syllabus. Means equation of motion by graphical, so nothing will be asked from this, but you will have the numericals from this. At page number 108, a train starts from the rest, attains the velocity 72 kilometers per hour in 5 minutes. Find the acceleration. So just here we have to find the acceleration. A is equal to final velocity. What is the final velocity? 72. What is the initial velocity? 0, because it starts from 0. So 72 minus 0. But this will be wrong, students, because this 72, if you write like this, it will be wrong, because this 72 V is given in kilometer per hour. We have to change this 72 in meter per second. So 72 kilometer per hour. So 7200 meter upon 1 hour, means in second 3600 seconds. So this will be cancelled. It will be 20 meters per second. So what is the V? If it is in kilometer, 72 kilometers per hour. If it is in the meter per second, it is 20. So you have to just first convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. Use 0. And what is the time? Time given is 5 minutes. So it is equal to 30 seconds. So 20 minus 0 means 20 upon 300. So 1 upon 15 meter per second square, because it is acceleration. So you can write like this. You can find the acceleration. Okay. What next thing is asked in this question? The distance travelled by the train for attaining this velocity. So the second derivation, 2as is equal to v square minus u square. S is equal to v square, u is 0. So v square upon 2a, it is already given here. Just follow it and you will get the 3 kilometer distance, and acceleration is 1 upon 15 meter per second square. Very easy questions here, students. So numericals will be there. Be ready for it. Learn the formula for acceleration, for momentum. If you are not getting from the textbook. One thing is there, students, the numericals will be from your examples only, not from exercise. That I am telling you, that will be from exercise only, because we have solved so many numericals from there. Car accelerates uniformly from 18 km to 36 in 5 seconds. So first of all, 18 kilometers is u. When we convert in kilometers, meter per second is equal to 5 meter per second, and v attains the velocity 36. So it will be 10 meters per second. What we have to find here? Acceleration. Time is given and it is already given in seconds, so no need of any change there. V is equal to u, A is equal to V minus u upon t, and you can get the answer 1 meter per second square. So all the numericals are easy, students. The numericals which we have did here, you have to follow that only. And about the circular motion, at each point the velocity changes. Speed remains constant, velocity changes. Okay. So all these about the chapter number 8. Now we will go for chapter number 9, that is force. Important chapter, students. Balanced force, unbalanced force. When both the forces are in opposite direction and equal magnitude, they are called balanced force, and only equivalent force of balanced force is 0. Equivalent force of unbalanced force is somewhat there. Remember these three definitions, definitions of balanced and unbalanced. Also the laws of motion, very very important. The laws, first law, 3 laws of motion given by the scientist Newton. First law, unless and until an unbalanced force act on a body, if object is in rest, remains in rest, if it is in motion, remains in motion. So this is the first law of motion. You can give any example, we have discussed so many examples. Also the second law of motion is there. The second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in it. But what is momentum? Momentum is P, is m into v. What is m? M is the mass and v is the velocity. I have given you the example of that bullet. If I am having bullet in my hand, when I throw with my hand and when I throw with gun, so when I throw with my hand, so its momentum is very less because velocity is less. But when I shoot from the gun, its velocity is tremendous, so momentum is more. So product of mass and velocity is called momentum. Numericals can be asked, students, here. Which can have the maximum momentum? 2 situations are there, one bicycle is there, one truck is there. So you have to find the moment of truck, you have to find the moment of bicycle, just m into v, m into v. And if we get v, in which situation you get v maximum is having the highest momentum. So numericals from this chapter also can be asked. Students, third law is cancelled, conservation of momentum is cancelled. Students, you are lucky, so many hard points are cancelled. So no numericals can be asked from that part. Okay, students. So this all about the section physics, chapter number 8 and chapter number 9. Okay, students. Now we will go for the last chapter, that is chapter number 14, and that is our natural resources. Students, easy chapter, no derivations, no formulas, no numericals, only biogeochemical cycles and air pollution, water pollution, all the points you are learning from 5th standard. So chapter 14 there, natural resources. Now in that, air pollution, water pollution, contaminated water. So we have discussed about this air pollution, what is the effect, are the causes, which human activity are responsible for air pollution. We run the vehicles, factories. So these due to this human activity, air pollution is there. Which are the activities? Due to the water pollution is there. So the gases which are coming from the factories are dissolved in water, means in rain, and it converted, we are getting the acid rain. So it is very harmful for us. So we have learned about this. This was our last chapter. So it will be very easy for you. Air pollution, water pollution also we have discussed. I have noted all the points here. After that, biogeochemical cycle. In biogeochemical cycles, the interaction between the biotic factors and non-biotic factors, due to this difference in pressure creates, and due to this different cycles are there. These are called the biogeochemical cycle. In that very first water cycle, we have learned about this water cycle. So due to the sun rays, the heat of the sun falls on the water bodies on the earth crust, that is lithosphere, and due to that the vapors, it converted into vapors. When vapors goes up, it converted into the clouds and we get the rain. Again this rain goes in the oceans. So these cycles goes on, it is called water cycle. After that also we discussed about the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen, there is a 78% nitrogen in the atmosphere, but animals or plants can't use this nitrogen directly. If it is converted into nitrites and nitrates, then only the animals and plants can use this nitrogen. And there are two ways. One is the biological factor, means bacteria, and other one is lightning during the rain shower. So these two factors are responsible, which converts the nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates, and then plants and animals can use, and they use again it converted into ammonia, and again denitrifying bacteria are the bacteria which convert these nitrates into nitrites again in nitrogen. So this cycle goes on. Now third one was the carbon cycle. Also we have discussed about this, figure is given in your book. And what is the cause of carbon cycle? The cause of carbon cycle is greenhouse effect, which is not good effect, which increases the temperature on the earth. And the fourth one was the oxygen cycle. The cycle mainly between the animals and plants. For the photosynthesis, animals use the carbon dioxide and byproduct is oxygen. This oxygen is used by animals for inhale. So in this way the oxygen and proportion of oxygen and carbon dioxide remains in the atmosphere. But what happens nowadays, the proportion of plants is decreasing and proportion of animals is increasing. So the ratio is now somewhat changing here, and due to this the air pollution creates global warming. One of the factor is also there, because for the global warming carbon dioxide gas is responsible. So students, all these about the chapters we have did in this terms students, and we have revised all the chapters in detail today. Okay students, now just start learning and score good marks. Your paper should be neat and clean, otherwise you can lose your marks. In optional questions, just write in only one answer, don't write both the answers. Just think about it, which one you can write better, write only that one. Okay students, bye. We will meet in the next term, and wish you all the best for your exam, and also wish you happy Diwali students. Okay, bye. Take care. Happy learning students.